Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Tori. I think this is the 10th episode, so we're already 10 episodes in, alright. In the last 2 episodes, we got to learn a little bit of a brand new character, Sayo, who is Ritsu's supposed sister. And it goes a little bit beyond that. You know, she has some abilities that are very similar to Ritsu's. It's just that she has a little bit more control over them. And, oh yeah, they're twins. And they already have a really weird family relationship, but let's not talk about that because then things get weird. But yes, Sayo is now in the picture. Mary is also now in the picture with school. Sayo now joining in on that. Our group is just growing. And then there's Akari. I'm finally remembering her name because, as I've mentioned in the previous video, I keep on forgetting her damn name. But she's also somewhat in the picture. So we're already forming a bit of a group of characters that we're going to have to get to know over the course of this visual novel, for better or for worse. The 3 of us head out of the building. And there she is. All right. I kind of forgot that we were going to go and actually find Akari, so now the group has been formed. Akari bows as she notices me and Mary.
急に声をかけてごめんね、あかりちゃん。部活は大丈夫だった？はい。テスト1ヶ月前なので、この時期は部活に出るかどうかは自由なので。
Well, that's not strict at all. Akari glances curiously over to Sayo as she responds to Mary.
彼女が紹介したい1年の子?
Sayo says calmly, you know what? Okay, so I've given it some thought, you know, with this wacky, mysterious character that we have here. She reminds me of Mana, I think was her name, from Amatsutsumi. And I was not a fan of Mana. But I'm not too opposed to Sayo. I think I don't want to say aggressive personality, but she's a lot more upfront. Very similar to what we've seen of Mana in Amatsutsumi. If you've never gone through Amatsutsumi, don't worry about it. But no, she's very straightforward. Let's go with that. And I don't know. I might be eating my words eventually. Maybe I won't like her. Maybe I will. I don't know. She's not bad. She's not as annoying as Mana was, because she kind of just forced her way into the story. Like, she just had to be there. But Sayo here seems to have a potential reason for being here. I mean, she found her one and only family member. Supposed family member. Akari immediately and obviously tenses up.
はじめまして。1年の海のあかりです。リツの双子の妹のサヨよ。よろしくお願いします、サヨ先輩。
Akari bows her head.
ああ、こういうタイプ。
Oh yeah? What? Sayo looks over to me and mutters.
リツが好きそうな子。
There's no way you can know that, or know what I like from the single day that we've known each other. I remain calm, but it is true that I'm rather taken with Akari.
リツはおとなしい子の方が好きでしょ。
I don't mind them.
そっけない反応？それ以上に自分を
Yeah, I
め
hate,
ちゃくちゃ
I
にしてくれ
really,
る子の方が好きなのね。
I really hate that she can actually just bring that up because I don't know, fuck this, I don't want to talk about this shit. Who do you mean?
妹の私に決まってるでしょ。
Yeah, let's just move on from the topic. It's fucking weird. Good grief. She really never holds back.
さよちゃん、あかりちゃんは水泳部でね、高飛び込みしてるんだよ。
I just want to focus on interacting with the cute girls, alright? I don't want to worry about this other weird shit that we've been having to go through recently.
高飛び込み？
Let's just throw that to the side. It's not important right now. It seems Sayo's interest has been piqued.
10メートルくらいの高さからぴょーんと。
It's like jumping off the roof of the school building. I point to the top of the building and everyone tilts their heads up.
嘘、あんな高さから？テレビとかで見てもそこまで怖く感じないけど、真下から見てるとすごいんだよ。
Oh, it's even crazier if you have a fear of heights, which I don't think I have. But then again, I don't want to test that. Like, I don't want to get onto a plane to specifically test whether or not I have a fear of heights. If I'm getting onto a plane, it's to go somewhere. And, well, if I end up having a fear of heights and all that crazy shit going on there, then, well, fuck me, right?
下は水ですから。
But it is kind of like overwhelming to get up next to something that you didn't think was tall through like pictures, videos, TV, whatever, and you know, you're your mind is blown by just the realism,
あなた
kind of just smacking you in the face. You guys know how tall basketball players are? I went to an actual NBA game, and even though I was like rows up, not too far away, but not too close to the court, I just could not believe how freakishly tall some of those people are. So yeah, you just never know. You can never really tell on TV. You just gotta be there, you know? It really puts it into perspective. Anyways, Sayo gives Akari a genuine compliment. Now I see, Sayo isn't necessarily just foul-mouthed. It's more that she just speaks her mind.
そうだった。私の
As
話
I've
の
been
前に
saying.
リツ先輩、ご家族が見つかってよかったですね。
Oh, thanks. I'm happy to be congratulated on it. It turns out Sayo was abandoned as a baby too, so we still don't know where we came from or anything.
何かお二人のご両親にも事情があったんですよ。
Yeah, they're pretty fucked if it's actually true, but you're right.
そうだか。
I nod in agreement while Sayo mutters to herself angrily. Her distrust of our mother runs deep. Perhaps the difference between us stems from having been brought up in different places, or maybe it's because she doesn't know the reason that she was abandoned in the first place.
それで、あかりだっけ？はい。あなたもリツと寝たの？
Alright. Alright. Damn. So much for just wanting to, you know, chat with cute anime girls, you know? We just can't have that. No. Nope, just can't have that going on. Akari freezes, smile stuck on her face. She's come to such a complete standstill that you'd think the life had been drained right out of her, were it not for the sweat running down her brow.
その反応が答えになってるわね。何？そっちもわかりやすい。
Sayo turns her gaze to Mary. Then, as if she had been saving me for dessert, she slowly looks over to me.
何か言いたいことはあ
I
る？
don't call us that.
お兄ちゃん。
She did that in the last episode too, but you guys didn't get to hear it. No, not particularly. Naturally, my brain had completely stopped working until this point. Sayo's already heard all about me from the devil, so I doubt that she'd be getting angry over the fact that I've had multiple sexual partners now. It's the name of the game, right? I just can't believe that she'd bring this up with someone she's only just met. Or maybe that's exactly why she did it, so she can put people in their place right away. Sayo teases me with her eyes before turning back to Akari, satisfied. She places her hand on the girl's shoulder and whispers into her ear. I'm only just able to make it out.
リツのあれ。
God damn it.
吹き飛ぶほど。
Akari trembles from the tips of her toes to the top of her head. Her cheeks go bright red.
でも、自分だけが特別だな。
Oh, don't say that, please. Please don't say
め
that.
ちゃくちゃにされたんだからね。
God damn it. There really is just no way of getting around this, is there? Tears well up in Akari's eyes. At first, I think that Sayo is flooding her with fear, but then I realize it's a natural reaction. She looks so cute when she's crying.
ああ、リツが好んでるのもわかる。
What the fuck?
そそるわね。
I mean, there is something about Akari that just, I don't know. Like, I want to get to know her a little bit more. Now that we've moved on from our initial interaction in the beginning of the game, it's like, okay, now we can really see her as a character. We can move on, you know, get to know her a little bit more, because I kind of want to. Sayo mutters happily. Brother and sister are like feeling the exact same thing. I give up.
リツくん、昨日はさよちゃんと再会できたのが嬉しくて、一
Oh
緒
my
に寝てたの？
god. Stop, please. Mary suddenly asks me. Oh, yeah. I guess.
へえ、二人とも年齢の割に大人びてると思ってたけど、
I wouldn't really call that a cute childlike moment. Not at all. Mary is beaming with delight, like it happened to her. I decide that she's reacting naturally, much like Akari. I doubt she's totally ignorant about sex. It's just more in her nature to jump to the happier, more innocent answer. Sayo.
何？リツの次にこの子も気に入ったから、文句なら受け付けないわよ。
Okay, somebody brought up in the comments that they really do look alike, you know, actually like brother and sister, practically identical here in the what is the button? There we go. And yep, look at that shit. Like, just, you know, back to back, or I guess like on top of one another, their pictures here. It really does look like they're just fucking mirrored with their hairstyle, all emo, covering one side of the fucking face and everything. Badass Tokyo Ghoul shit. No, forget about Akari for a moment. We can talk while we walk, so let's head for the shops.
二人とももう少しあかりちゃんを気遣ってあげてもいいとお姉さんは思うな。
I mean, I'd like to be nice to Akari as well. I'm not being nice. I'm assuming that ignoring Akari will get Sayo away from her faster.
平気よ。この子はきっとこういう扱いに喜ぶタイプだから。
There hasn't been too much chibi art in this rendition, or in this game here, compared to Amatsutsumi, I feel, so this is welcomed. And it doesn't look all that bad. Sometimes we just need a little bit of chibi art. I've come to appreciate it a little bit more. You know, except for when it's, like, overdone.
それはないです。本当よ。
Sayo seems surprisingly serious.
さよちゃんは間違いなく S でしょ。そうでもない。一方的に責めるだけって面白くないでしょ。お互いに上に下に入れ替わりながらやり合わないと。
No comment.
それが気持ちいいし。
No comment.
楽しいのよ。
No comment. Move on.
そういう意味で。
Hey, let's go to the shops and, like, not talk while we go there. Let's do that. I don't like this. I get it. Sayo looks proud, even though none of us are complimenting her. Sayo is kind of weird, even if I do say so myself. No, I'm with you on that one, brother. Anyway, Akari, I'm sorry if Sayo or I did anything to offend you. I feel guilty. My plan of ignoring her having failed.
いえ、私は大丈夫ですよ。
She forces a smile.
さよ先輩くらい考え方がはっきりしてる方が裏で変に思われるよりも楽ですし、それに普通じゃない面白い人だなって思います。
Oh, I would say she's far from being your typical girl. You do, huh? Akari almost seems as resilient as Sayo does right now. Though I'm thinking it's more that Akari comes alive when she's being teased.
あかりにとってはリツだって普通じゃない面白い一枠でしょ。だよね。
Wait, really? I look over at Akari in surprise.
その面白いというのが悪く聞こえるならつい気になってしまう人ではあります。
Right. I think it over. I thought myself a rather normal person. Nope. So this is an interesting development.
リツくんは変とかじゃなくて、さよちゃんが教室で言ってたように世間知らず、本当に情報が足りないだけだろうね。
Thanks for that. What the fuck is happening? Sayo laughs as she raises Akari's jaw with a finger.
何ですか？まだ何かありましたか？いい表情。
This newly formed group of ours that has added one new member is just strange. It's just odd. In many ways. Sayo's eyes narrow as she leans toward Akari like she's about to kiss her.
でも、私の兄に色目を使う。
What the fuck, man? Leave her alone. Sayo and Akari are radiant, like two gears meshing together. That's what you want to call it. I wouldn't really say that.
私と顔を合わせるなら、先に教えておいてあげる。私に好かれようとか、嫌われないようにしようとか、考えなくていいわよ。リツは私の家族だから。リツがあなたを好きなら、私もあなたを好きになってあげる。
No, that worked out.
でも、あなたがリツの敵になるなら、私個人があなたを好きでも。
I don't think we'll have that as a problem. I think we'll be okay.
わかりやすい基準でしょ。
Akari stands to attention, eyes teary. All I did was introduce my sister to my friend, but it seems a firm pecking order has also been created. Oh boy. Yeah, like I said, this group, this newly formed group, which I'm all for. I think it's fun. This is going to be fun. And with our, brand new member to said group, things are just going to be a little odd. But I'm sure everybody will properly mesh together soon. I don't think we're there yet, but we will get there. We then show Sayo around the shops over at the western side of the grounds. She immediately stocks up on candy, pastries, and drinks. The true necessities. Next, we return home, bringing Akari with us. And there we go. The group has truly grown. The CG continues to grow with the amount of people in it. Sayo mutters in exasperation upon seeing Akari, who's changed into the same maid uniform as she did yesterday. She's really keeping up the whole deal.
やっぱりメイドさんに入れてもらったお茶が最高だからね。お茶を入れたのはメアリー先輩で、私はカップに注いだだけですが。可愛い女の子を目にするだけで美味しくなるんだよ。
Is that how that works? Akari, you do know you can always say no. I double check even though I asked yesterday, but there's not a hint of doubt in her smile. So that's how it is, huh? She's a weird-ass character. I try imagining myself in her position, having found a butler's outfit somewhere in the residence, changed into it, and serving tea for all these ladies. Wait, that does sound fun. What part of that sounds fun?
それで、私も落ち着いたし、そろそろ今後のことを話したいんだけど。
It hasn't even been one full day since you arrived.
今後のことって？リツの話。
I scowl, sensing that Sayo is completely serious. Akari knows nothing of the devil or the supposed, I don't even know what that is, powers within me. Messianic? Messianic? Well, it's based off Messiah, I think. Or is it not? I don't know. Guys, I can't read. Let's not while Akari is around.
私がいてはいけませんか?
Let's just fill her in. I'm sure that'll be real fun. Akari says sadly, feeling like she's being left out. It's not your fault. I just don't want you getting wrapped up in this.
今更でしょ? どうせ向こうはあかりを知ってるわよ.
I think to myself, there's no right answer here. I really don't want to get Akari involved in this. I cast my eyes over to the window. It's a dull, wintry afternoon, yet gentle rays of sun still force their way here. There's no need to drag a girl from the daylight world into the world of night.
先輩、私は崖の下
Of course you
に
do.
何があるのかを見たいです。
You idiot. You do not want to know these things. Stop being curious. Akari brings up the book that she had mentioned before.
それに、私は先輩方の友達じゃないんですか?
What a crazy, transition between the awkwardness to now this current state between her and Ritsu. It's crazy because, all I could really think about, even now at times, is like, damn, these two are awkward when it's just them. I'm stumped, at which point Mary finally speaks up.
知らずに巻き込んでしまったとき、教えなかったことを後悔しないように、話しておくのはありかもね。
That's assuming that she does get wrapped up in it. You know what this means, Mary.
わかってるよ。
She smiles. If we tell Akari about me, then we'll also have to reveal Mary as a vampire, and she just gave us permission to do so. I lose. Not necessarily in a bad way. Okay, this is something for Mary to decide, not me. We're heavily involved here. We proceed to tell Akari everything about us. The phone calls from the devil, that I have the powers of the savior of demon kind, the reason I was abandoned at this academy, how I met Mary, a vampire, the events in the run-up to Mary enrolling, being reunited with Sayo, all of the events that have unfolded over the course of but a single week. Yeah, it's only been, has it even been a full week? I don't think it has. Because we had the first 3 days, and now we're in the 3 days of this chapter. I don't even think it's been a full-ass week. We haven't even reached the 7th day, I don't think. At first Akari listened with a smile, but partway through she knit her brow. Perhaps in disbelief. You probably don't believe us, so let me prove it to you. I raise my hand to the teacup Akari is holding. Christ had the power to change water into wine. Well, you know all about that.
ワインですか？
Akari sniffs the tea, which has not changed in appearance, before timidly taking a sip. Her eyes open wide.
おしるこ？おしるこ？
Well, yeah, that did happen, didn't it? I haven't tried out turning it into corn pottage yet.
ああ、今朝の話。
Akari takes another sip of her red bean soup tea to convince herself. Then she takes a deep breath. I don't know why we keep on going to that, though.
一人の見つかいが底知れぬ場所の鍵と鎖とを手に持って
Okay, I'm actually fairly certain that Akari here is like a full-on Christian. I think that's something that she said whenever she first met Mary, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, what is her opinion of all of these strange things that are on the flip side of, well, technically good?
彼は悪魔でありサタンである竜。
Technically, she also sinned in like the first few minutes of the game, too. So it's not like she's a perfect being either. We all have our fucking dark sides.
底知れぬ場所に投げ込み、入り口を閉じて封印し。
There was one time whenever I was at university that,
人を惑わすことがない。
because in California, I'm pretty sure a lot of universities allow you to just like go on campus and like you can protest or you can talk about this and this or that, you know, as long as it's not a disturbance to the other students. Excuse me. So there was a guy that was like next to the library or something. Actually, I don't know if it was the library. I don't know where he was, but there was this guy and he was basically holding signs. I don't think he was alone. There was somebody else, but he was basically holding signs saying that we are all sinners. We are damned. We're going to hell. When you think about it, yeah, but like, damn, he just straight up said it. And like people were like, it was like an open panel type thing. People can come up and talk with him and whatever else, but it really was just a, you know, plug his ears type situation and him continuing to spew the same shit. We're all sinners.
何？
If we're gonna really get down to it with the religion thing here. Especially since I'm not fully grasping whatever the fuck Akari's been saying. And I guess our phone is on. That's cool. We're on a phone call. The stifled voice of the devil enters the room. We all look around. It's not coming from my phone. In shock, Akari takes out her own phone.
はじめまして。海のあかりさん。はじめ。これが。
She realizes it's the devil I spoke of earlier and begins to tremble. Yeah, not anyone can just, you know, initiate a phone call and also know a whole lot of details about you just like that, you know? Knowing what the devil is like, though, I'm more irritated than afraid. It's a fool that comes in handy once in a blue moon. Hey, you're scaring Akari. Just stick to speaking from my phone.
パフォーマンスですよ。
Okay, cool. She can just jump around like it's a goddamn Discord server with a whole bunch of voice channels or some shit. The devil transfers to my phone as instructed.
紅茶をおしるこ味にしたくらいでは、リツ様の力を信じてもらえないかもしれないでしょ。
Don't go fault-finding to distract from the fact you butted into our conversation.
ま、どうせいつも盗み聞きしてるんだから、いてもいいけど。
Yeah, I mean, the devil really does know everything. Why not just join in the conversation if it's always listening, always seeing what we're up to? Sayo says, unamused.
このまま何もしなければ。
I'm pretty sure there's like a mosquito in my room, and the fact that I know that is bothering the shit out of me.
私はせっかく出
Just
会え
throwing
た
that
家
out
族。
there.
そんなつまらないことで失うつもりはない。その力がリツくんとさよちゃんが離れて暮らすことになった原因だし、なくせた方が幸せだもんね。
Sayo and Mary make logical statements.
嫌ですね。皆さん、まるで悪魔の統治する世界が地獄のような感じで言っておりますが。
Yeah, possibly.
地獄とは
Hard to say.
毎日が楽しいお祭り、フェスティバル。
The devil speaks like it's making an election speech.
リツ以外のことに興味ないし、今でも楽しいし。
The two strong-willed girls cut down the devil's remarks easily. Honestly, what a fucking return from Mary. Like, now she can... Like, we've done so much in so little time, and she can live somewhat of a normal life now. It's so cool to see.
手厳しい。
Honestly, I'm happiest for her.
しかし
Fuck everybody
そ
else.
ちらのメイドのお嬢さんはどうです？
私ですか？
そう毎日が同じことの繰り返し凡庸で退屈な自分そんな自分を特別にしてくれる
I mean, look at this
何
situation.
かが起こらないかとずっと期待していたのでしょう
I'd argue this is the exact reason why she's probably dressed up as a maid.
今がその時ですよ
She just wants to do
そ
something
のくらいでな
ridiculous
け
and
れば
fun.
あなたは凡俗すぎて
Especially after the situation she's kind of been thrown into to have to go here in the first place.
悪魔に何かされるのではないかと
You know, just
あ
something
な
I'm
たが
thinking.
怯えるだけ滑稽です
Akari's cheeks go red, like she's just been humiliated. Hey, devil. I lower my voice. You can mess with me all you want, but I demand respect for my friends and family.
かしこまりました
And we'll see how that goes. The devil obeys, though its sincerity is questionable exactly.
しかし何を相談しようとも時間の無駄だとお伝えしたかっただけです救世主の力を捨てる方法などありませんわかりやすく例えればあなた方が信奉するキリストからその前世と奇跡をどうやって剥ぎ取るというのです
Good question, actually.
そのおじさんはもう死んでる。
そして復活した死を超越したからこそ今の影響力がある吸血鬼から人間に戻る方法や神を殺すことなど不可能なことなのですよ
None of us are able to answer. So, if whatever it is within me remains so after death, then we still have a last resort. I could sacrifice myself to end it all rather than live to see hell on earth. But if I have the power to return to life, then even death shall not bring us salvation. Well, I don't know. I think it's more of like an opposite thing. I don't really know how to describe it, and I feel like I might be completely off track here. But if Christ was able to come back and, have his, godly vengeance or whatever, it's got to be the opposite for us, no? If we continue to live, then that's where the power comes in. And death is what kills it all. Or is it? If anything, my death might be the trigger. I don't know. Miracles are a vexing thing indeed. There are parallels here, obviously. And, that could be one of the parallels. It's hard to say what is an opposite thing and what isn't. Even if there are or are not opposites in the first place. I'm just making that general assumption. Who knows how things are going to go down?
あなたド M じゃなかった？
ですのでまた今度ご機嫌な時にいじめてください
I mean, I guess that's like a opposite thing right there is the devil. The phone call goes dead.
それでリツ、何か思いつく方法はあるの？
Sayo continues as if nothing has happened, not caring whether the demon is around or not. I shrug. I've been thinking it over, but the devil is right. We don't have anywhere to begin.
そうね。
Sayo rests her chin in her hands, displeased. I should take this more seriously, but we're dealing with the miraculous here. Simply thinking logically won't be of any help. If it was, someone would have had an idea already. Excuse me. God damn it, you're still quoting shit? Akari suddenly mutters. She smiles.
何か印のようなものがあるはずですよ。
I'd hope.
印？家への帰り道のために残したパンくずのように、物事の解決につながる最初のヒントのようなものが。
Breadcrumbs would just be eaten by the birds.
運頼みとか神頼みって私は趣味じゃない。
Well, you better start believing in some crazy shit because we're in the crazy shit already. Like for real, this isn't even our first time seeing wacky, unexplainable shit. We being the reader, but what are they gonna know? There's Kododama, and there's all the crazy shit that they showed in Kunado Chronicles. For all Sayo's grumbling, the smile never leaves Akari's face. The two of them are clearly concerned for me. Not that concern gets us any closer to an answer. There's something we're lacking, like a trail of breadcrumbs. Perhaps something important that hasn't even begun yet. No. Actions come from within. In which case, perhaps it's just that I haven't started it yet. Hey, whatever direction we go in, I'm here for it. It's got to be a wacky direction, though. That evening, I continue to think about the afternoon's discussion on my own, but still find myself lacking for answers. Finding myself unable to sleep, I get a glass of water from the kitchen, and I'm on the way back to my room when I notice someone in the greenhouse. It's Mary, isn't it? She loves that place. I peek in to see Mary smiling under the blooming cherry blossom.
眠れないの？リツくん。
You neither, huh?
私は夜を楽しんでるだけ。
Which is, interesting given that she was stuck having to literally live in the night all of her life, but forget all that. Mary does a spin under the dancing petals. I can leave if I'm in the way.
邪魔じゃないよ。誰かと一緒の方が好き。
Okay. She talks freely about companionship, but for some reason it makes me squeamish. Come to think of it, you were strangely quiet during the conversation with the devil earlier.
私はいつも物静かだよ。
No, you are not. Did you come up with an idea? I ignore her joke and continue. If someone's going to come up with something, I'll bet it's her. Perhaps something you didn't feel comfortable mentioning in a crowd? Mary's expression doesn't change, but she cocks her head. A feminine action that would be charming from most, but in Mary's case just comes across as adorable.
リツくんは誰かを好き？
Oh, the crazy vampire in front of us. Mary is still my favorite character that's popped up so far. And honestly, yeah, there's gonna be some bias. She was the first character that we came across, and there was an immediate, desire to help her out, both by the main character and by me, the reader. I wanted to know more about her and to help her situation because that shit kinda sad. Well, yeah, I feel even more squeamish now, but I nod.
あ、言い方を間違えちゃった。特定の女の子は好き？
Huh.
例えば私とか。
Yeah. What? No, say yes.
相手が私って
I demand you to say
いうのは冗談。
yes.
ちんちくりんだしね。
No, you're not. I raised my voice to an almost shout.
そう？
Yes, really?
おー。
I come on so strongly that Mary bends backwards in surprise.
お世辞でも嬉しいかな。ありがとう。
Ritsu is low-key formed such a wacky-ass harem already. It's insane. This group that he has, it's only women here, so, what do you expect? I want to tell her it wasn't just flattery, but since that's not the main topic at hand here, I decide not to. Okay, so how is me liking someone related to you having an idea you didn't want to mention?
さっきは恥ずかしくて言いづらかったんだけど。
Mary starts blushing as she trails off. What's going on? Mary eventually pulls herself together as I watch over to her and begins to speak, though her cheeks are still red. That read really weird. As I watch over to her and begins to speak. Okay, whatever.
リツくんが
It just read really
誰
weird.
か一人
It still
の女の
does.
子を好きになることで奇跡の力を抑えることができる。
Like a distraction?
つまり奇跡に対抗できるのは愛の力だけだねって。
Oh, the power of love doesn't actually exist.
ほら、そんな目で見られるから恥ずかしい。
Also, how the hell did she come up with this shit? Mary hides her head in her hands, bright red from ear to ear.
言わなきゃよかった。私のバ
Cute doesn't even begin to describe this.
カ。もう、あの場でこれを言ったら絶対にさよちゃんに笑われると思ったけど、リツくんの反応もひどいよ。
I probably would have laughed too if she said it in front of people. Being called cruel by a girl is kind of a turn on. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Wait, stop that. Mary, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I just don't understand what you mean.
もう。
Her expression switches to one of anger, though she's clearly still blushing. Because of this, I find myself smiling even though I'm trying to take her seriously.
ほら、笑ってる。ひどいよ。
I'm only smiling because you're cute.
天然女たらし、不良神父、隠れド S。
Yeah. Her harsh criticisms are all things I know too well about myself. Come on, Mary, calm down.
お嫁に行けない。
Yeah, right. Mary's shoulders slump, her anger subsided. She's really just doing the fucking anime shtick right now. I restrained myself from telling her she can always get married to me. Yeah, we'd be pushing the buttons there, wouldn't we? So, love can... Okay, we're snarking, whatever we're doing there. Love can oppose miracles.
笑った？
Yeah.
ねえ、リツくん、今笑った？
We're really enjoying this shit, aren't we? Could you explain it to me some more?
じゃあ、説明するね。
Mary quickly buries the hatchet when I ask for more information.
まず、私が考えたことには、何の理論も論法もないよ。そもそも、奇跡自体が説明つかないことなんだし。
If they could, they'd just be science. Having checked, I understand, Mary continues. Hello,
アクラさん
giant
に
ass
言ってた
fucking
ことを
moon.
聞いてて思いついたの。キリストから前世を剥ぎ取るって話。
Mary's expression grows serious as she thinks things through carefully.
救世主や宗教的に偉大な人は、基本的には自分以外の誰をも平等に扱う人だよね。もちろん家族や愛する人はいるけれど、それでも愛する人と他の何もかもを天秤にかけて平等や公平を選べてしまう人、自分すらも犠牲にできてしまう人、そういう孤独な人だからこそ救世主になれる。戦隊もののヒーローとか、リツくんもそのタイプだったでしょ？
In a really weird way, yes. I mean, he hasn't done anything bad, but while he has done things, you know, that are, I guess, good, his intentions are a little wacky at times. But whatever, you know? There's superheroes that have some strange, you know, intentions, and like Marvel and DC and whatever. Everybody's got different goals, but I guess as long as they do good in the end. I find it hard to respond to her assessment of me, so I just shrug.
それなら逆に、救世主が特定の誰かを愛するようになれば、その特異性は消えるんじゃないかって思ったの。
Yeah, you might have a point. There are theories supposing Christ had a wife. Mary Magdalene? Sorry guys, I don't fucking know Christianity whatsoever. Many movies and books have sprung up around the claims, though naturally the Vatican has rejected them all. It doesn't matter to me whether or not Christ had a wife. Though if he did have a wife, and they did leave behind descendants, it would undermine the fact that he supposedly died to atone for humanity's sins. He may remain a powerful figure, but it would be harder to call him a messiah. His image changed. But all this really changes is if someone can be called a messiah or not. Imagine if just by falling in love, I could solve all the problems facing me. There's no way it could ever be that simple.
だから、それは最初に言った通りそうなんだけど、でも、もともと奇跡がインチキみたいなもので、それで困ってるんだから、その奇跡に勝てるのは、多分、愛だよ。
This shit sounds ridiculous, but whatever, I'm interested. At this point, Mary lets out an embarrassed squeal. I see. I think it over. Part of what she said, at least the parts referring to me, are correct. The devil itself gave it the seal of approval after all.
あなたはどこまでも正気だ。正気のまま他人を幸せにしないと気が済まない。
Yeah.
もちろん、リツくんが実は女の子が苦手で、男の子が好きでもいいと思うんだけど。
You know, based on what I've been seeing, I really don't know if Ritsu swings that way. Not that that's a bad thing or anything, it's just, from the things we've seen, your consideration there isn't required.
そっか、なんか聖職者のごく一部って、そういう趣味の人もいるみたいだし、リツくん女子校にいるのに全然喜んでないから。
I would love to tell you that you're wrong, but you're not. Not exactly. Priests are only human. No one is perfect. For the record, I'm not homosexual. I just suffer from a mild case of genophobia, a fear of women. Hey, that's maybe what I've got going on, you know? I see, I muttered to myself again. Someone who would choose an individual over the wider world could never become a messiah. Yeah, their image changes. Using powers given by God for one's individualistic reasons would go directly against his command to love all equally. And that's what Mary is arguing. My powers are meant to be from the devil, though. So I could love a whole load of people and... Oh, I see.
そう。
Mary nods. A demon wouldn't settle for just one partner. They would take as many as they could, which is what he has been doing, kinda. In which case, falling genuinely in love with one person would not be in contradiction with God, but with the demons.
リツ君は誰かを好きになろうとしても、その
There's our
力のせい
opposite
で
thing there.
触れた相手を勝手に幸せにしちゃうからね。だから、感覚的に理解しづらいかもだけど、奇跡の力なんてなくても、好きな人と触れ合えば、それが魔法みたいに、自分も相手も幸せになれるんだよ。
Yeah. Back when there was a time when I wasn't afraid of women, I actually dated some. And yeah, there's definitely happiness to get from all that. Mary beams from ear to ear, which is a greater miracle than any I've performed. Huh. Right. I'm lost for words. Mary is so cool. I think we can all agree, you know, best girl, so far at least. The first time I slept with Akari, I said there was no need for miracles. I didn't understand myself back then. I've never actually loved anyone. And that's something that he's actually searching for as well. He wants to know, you know, family. He wants to understand love. I think even the devil has pointed this shit out. I say amazed that I'm only just realizing that now. In comparison to me, the love Sayo was seeking seems a lot more right. Mary giggles.
これで、ちょっとはリツ君に恩返しできたかな。
For what? I cock my head.
ほら、私が太陽を浴びて死のうとしていた夜、リツ君が言ってくれたでしょ？
I actually don't remember. I was too caught up in just wanting her to fucking live.
理由や説明なんてできないけど、私に死んでほしくないって。あれが、とっても嬉しかったから、その恩返しをしないとなって思ってたの。何度でも言っちゃうけど、ありがとね。
I remember how I felt that day, how I screamed. Perhaps on that day I truly managed a miracle. If I can keep that feeling, then maybe, just maybe, I might just manage. That's what I think. At the same time, the complexity of it all is just causing me to scowl. I have to love someone. Can I really feel that again?
まあまあ、そう困った顔しないで。
The thing is that he genuinely is getting closer to Mary. Physically, yeah, that just happened, like, right in front of us, but no, I mean, over the not even a goddamn week that we've known her, we are getting closer and closer. The devil's obviously trying to manipulate his feelings a little bit with how he actually feels with her. It's hard to really, you know, understand love, or any feeling really, if you've never truly experienced that feeling before. Since love kind of requires, a mutual person here to also give love back. It's got to be a back and forth type thing. He's never felt it. He's never had the opportunity, but an opportunity could come up. He's already done step one, and that's being close with somebody. Now it's just forming more feelings, Mary walks over and stretches up to pat me on the head.
君がすることはとっても難しいけど簡単なことだから。自分を信じなさい。他人を信じなさい。自分をもっとよく理解しなさい。他人をもっとよく理解しなさい。そして幸せになりなさい。幸せにしなさい。あなたが生まれてきた意味はそのたった2つの答えだけだから。
Again, she is so great. You're right. No matter how many times I find myself astray, she guides me back on course. First, I have to believe. While I can't believe in myself or in God, I can believe in what she says. Her words might just be the breadcrumbs Akari spoke of. Mary lets out an embarrassed giggle, as if this were just another normal conversation.
ちょうどあかりちゃんとかさよちゃんとか可愛い子がいるんだしね。その2人以外にもここなら相手には困らないでしょ。 いや、さよちゃんの場合は恋人じゃなくて家族としてって意味にしないと危ないけど。
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah.
ね、こんなことあの二人の前じゃ言えなかったでしょ。
Mary flashes me a playful wink. You're incredible, Mary. Every word out of your mouth was like genius.
そう？
I would fucking say so, yeah. Yeah.
私、思ったことを口にしてるだけなんだけど。
Sometimes that works. Excuse me, it hasn't really worked all that well for me with my commentary, like ever. I think it's getting worse. Even more incredible. So incredible it verges on infuriating. In any case, tomorrow starts my journey toward fully understanding and falling in love with someone. There's no harm in trying, at least. At this point, Mary mutters to herself. For a moment, I think she's still not come to terms with my compliment, but that doesn't seem so. I look over and see that she's taken a notebook and a pencil out of her pocket.
さっきのはいい言葉なん
God
だ。
damn it.
ちょっとメモしておこう。
I also, at times, go on some really good tangents and then just never remember about them afterwards. It's usually the comments that have to, like, timestamp it and be like, yeah, good shit, or like, man, that was a good fucking bit of commentary there, or whatever. And it's like, I said that? I said something good? Is that a diary?
これは日記じゃないよ。
Oh. We're disappointed by that, I guess. If it had been a diary, I would have been polite and dropped it, but knowing it's not has me curious.
これはメモなんだけど。
No way.
メモなんだよ。
No way. Notes of what?
いや、気にしなくていいから。
The fuck? Mary goes bright red. Now I'm really curious. I want to know what kind of notes you write.
律くんのスケ
What the fuck? Ha, I just want to understand you better.
ベ。
Mary groans as I turn her words against her.
笑わない。絶対に笑わない。
I mean, I personally haven't laughed once this entire recording session, so no. I think we're all good here. I don't think I am capable of laughing at anything going on here. I promise. I mean, I kept a straight face through your whole power of love speech a moment ago.
そうだけど。
Mary is being uncharacteristically guarded. It's at this point I realize I'm still hiding something from her. I need to come clean. I slept with Sayo last night. She knows. Everybody knows.
そうだってね。
Even Akari found out today. Not that she really wanted to, I'm sure, but Sayo literally told her. So the entire group knows we had sex.
そう。
You know this. You brought it up earlier, I'm pretty sure. She seems surprised, but in an unexpected turn of events, the red fades from her cheeks.
それはなんで？
It wasn't out of love, obviously, or lust. Well, not entirely. They were lusting over, like, that wacky-ass passing back and forth of, like, crazy sensations or whatever. No one else has them, so we wanted to test out our powers to prove that we were siblings, family.
なるほど。
Despite the oddity of the situation, an extreme oddity, Mary accepts my explanation as I give it. She scratches her head. It seems like my confession has opened her up to talking about her notebook.
この手帳はね、創作メモみたいなものかな。
A draft of what?
お芝居を書いてみたい
Oh,
なんて思ってて。
interesting. Wow. I vocalize an interest at this surprising revelation. That's cool. I had no idea you were into that stuff. I'd love to see what you've written.
いや、まだ何も書いてないから。
Mary panics.
吸血鬼だった頃から人生に飽きないようにいろいろなことをやってたんだけど。
Like cooking and music?
そう。でも一つだけできないことがあって。
She squirms.
ゼロから何かを作り出すってことがとて
Interesting.
も苦手なの。
Honestly, me too. I'm actually bad at making things even if it's not from scratch.
つまり小説とかお芝居とかお話を考
Like,
え
have
る
you
こ
guys
とが
ever, like,
どうしてかできないんだよね。
Have you guys ever watched my discussion-based videos, my reviews, anything like that? Man, I don't know. Like, I feel like trying to create those is the biggest pain in the ass, and I just suck at it. But it's all about getting better and learning and everything. So I think that's a good takeaway. I see. Creativity is a great way to spend an infinite amount of time, in my opinion. So why a play? A novel seems like it would be easier to write.
私はこう目の前に人がいる方が好きなんだよね。
A visual representation, I guess more than just visual, auditory representation of the work that you put together.
だけどどうしてもうまくいかなくて何度も書こうとして毎回全然ダメで諦めちゃってたの。
Oh yeah, you know she's got that English background with rubbish being used. She gave up, but now she's gotten a fresh start, and she's trying again. Why didn't you get anywhere? That seems strange to me. You've experienced things no normal person ever will. I'd have thought that would be helpful in writing.
それは逆じゃないかな。
Probably kills the imagination that you need in creative writing. That's actually why I never took a creative writing class. I could have for an elective, just for fun, I think. But it was with an instructor that I actually had a lot of respect for back when I was at community college. And I think he actually really wanted me to take the course, you know? Jump in there and see what I can do. But goddamn, guys, I've got no creativity. Again, go watch my discussion videos and shit, my reviews. They are so, like, monotone. Well, so am I. But, like, there's no twist to any of it. It really is just getting to the point. There's, like, a proper structure that you've probably seen elsewhere. Being creative is doing something different but still getting the point across, I would say.
私は普通の人間としての経験を
Yeah,
な
I
く
can't
し
do
たか
creative
ら
writing. Fuck that
創
shit.
作に向いてないんだと思うよ。リツくんが人の愛し方に気づかなかったように吸血鬼だった私には情動とか湧き出すものがないんじゃないかって。
Ah. It's true that almost all works of art rely heavily on what is normal. God damn, this fucking text box here. You have your stories based in the real world, most commonly romance novels about young adults and education these days. Your story is where the protagonist is transported to a foreign world where goddamn fucking anime and light novels have taken that concept and have done millions of things with. And then your horror and sci-fi works, which adds something new into the existing world. The latter half of these work by contrasting with what is normal. Only Mary lost her sense of that long ago. In that case, you might be able to write something now.
そう私もそう思ったの。
Now that she's living a little bit more normally. Mary grins from ear to ear as I come to an understanding, though it's hard to say, yeah, she's living normal, where, like, yeah, she is definitely going to school, she can walk around in the daylight and everything, which were her restricted things in the past, but also every day, some wacky, you know, crazy bullshit has been going on. You know, the fact that she's living with a priest that is the savior of all, or soon to be savior of all demonkind. She herself is still a vampire, and now we've come across somebody that is very similar to Ritsu. I don't know if I read that just now. If you do write something, then you have to let me read it. I just read that. Mary grins from ear to ear. I think I read that too. Okay, whatever. I don't know where I'm at anymore.
何言ってるの？
I'm sure that I'll enjoy whatever you end up writing.
変なこと言ってると噛みつくよ。
Do it, pussy. Was that a threat? It was far too cute to work. In any case, I've come up with a great idea. If you're actually planning to write a play, then people need to see it at some point. I mean, creative works are designed to be seen by other people. That's the whole point. Writers pull ideas from inside them and commit them to pages because they want someone to be touched, to understand, to sympathize.
確かに。
And I think the best person to fully understand you is right here.
確かに確かに。
Mary nods along. You're so easy.
何か言った？
Nope. That's what I'm saying.
じゃあリツくん読んでくれる？
Of course. I then face toward the chapel. We could even put on the play for real, if you give permission. As I understand it, chapels at Christmas time are booked for charity time recitals and performances.
ああ、ここそういうのと
Did I say that right?
そう。
Is it Heim or is it pronounced something different? Again, I don't know this shit. Unfortunately not. Every Christmas here has been miserable and lonely.
いや、そこまでするかはともかく。
Yeah, baby steps.
ひとまずどうぞお納めください。
But damn, being able to put on a play would be fantastic development or character development for her. Mary timidly hands over the notebook. I take it. Thanks.
まだ全然中身とかないからね。本当にこういう話がいいかなってメモだけだから。
Well, let's get to reading. Okay. I go to open the notebook.
ここで読まないで。
What the fuck? She hurriedly grabs hold of my hand. No?
ダメです。
Oh. Okay. In that case, I better get back to my room. I'll read this tonight so I can give it back to you tomorrow then.
うん。
Yeah, honestly, it's better to, like, read somebody's work like that away from them. I always felt embarrassed during, like, peer-to-peer revisions and all that back in college or even high school. But, like, if you got to take it with you and revise it in your, like, during your own time or some shit like that, way better. And then I can focus on my shit. I don't have to think about what they're looking at. I guess you can also say it's the same thing for whenever an instructor takes your paper. They're not going to revise it right in front of you. At this point, Mary cocks her head.
あれ？いいのかなこれで。なんか私騙されてる？
Yeah, slightly. She's finally realized how simple-minded she can be. For my part, I'm getting out of here before she can change her mind. So I smile and say, "Good night, Mary. See you tomorrow." She is so goddamn great, guys. I really like her character. Not that the others are bad or anything, I'm just saying. I return to my room, get ready for bed, and then snuggle under the covers with the notebook. Yeah, let's do a little bit of reading. I open to the first page. Her handwriting's adorable. That's my first impression. I flip through the scribble-ridden notebook. It must be a new one, as only the first few pages have been used. She seems to be trying to write some sort of romance play. I say some sort because Mary herself apparently hasn't yet decided if this is to be a comedy, a tragedy, or anything yet. There's just a basis for a story. A young girl, seemingly a self-insert for Mary, meets unexpectedly with a young boy. And then they fall in love. That's all she's written. There are notes along the side. High school princess, knight, amnesia. She's a romanticist. It's pleasant to see. Her story is still vague, but it's clear it'll be a take on boy meets girl. When I get to the last page, I can see how influenced she's been by coming home, and she's decided to set the play at this very residence. It's a stormy winter night. The girl hears a knock at the door. Well, it's supposed to say at the door, and opens it to find a boy collapsed in the snow. A very typical starting point. Cliched, one could even say. It's a beginning, but there's no continuation. The story could evolve into anything. I turn back to the first page. My eyes run along the notes, and then I return to the start and do so again. There's nothing here worth reading over and over, but that's what I do from beginning to end over and over. Ah, I mutter in realization. There was no need for her to fear I might laugh. My expression has grown grimmer as I read on. I can sense Mary's feelings through the words that she's written, and it's no laughing matter. Mary, these aren't the writings of someone killing time. I've noticed something she has not, excuse me. This is your cry, filled with grief, for the normality of which she was robbed. It's the diary of someone trying to regain their humanity before it truly fades. The reason for her play's outline being so vague and uncertain is that, at its heart, there's no emotion, no drama. A tale of boy meets girl that plays out in dreamlike perfection. Her world was endless. The clocks are stopped, pendulums rested. And though she spoke to me of love, it's not something she understands herself. We're one of the same. And that's why she's noticed my problem. That's why the penny didn't drop when I told her about all the girls I've slept with, especially Akari and Sayo. I guess that makes a little bit more sense instead of the, oh, I'm a grown-up, it doesn't really bother me. No, she doesn't understand the implication. I now wonder if I should tell her what I've realized. that she doesn't understand the normal world or how love works. It's cruel. On the other hand, Mary's only barely started writing this, and at least by the last page she's decided on a setting. The play is beginning to take on a concrete form. She's backed out in the sun now, able to go to classes. The clocks are creaking into gear once more, and I, in all earnestness, want to help her finish this story. At this point, I notice a common thread. A play. A stage. Someone has mentioned that to me recently. No, everyone's mentioned that to me recently.
そもそもあの女は場違いだ。
I mean,
これ
I
は
didn't notice anything.
あなたと僕らの舞台。ミスキャストにはとっとと退場してもらって本来の劇を演じましょう。
I usually turn off my brain whenever that devil
そ
speaks.
もそもこの学園自体ごっこ遊びみたいなものじゃないですか。
I do remember that.
子供っぽい言い方を避ければこの学園そのものが劇の舞台みたいなものですよね。だからこの静かな屋敷は気に入った。まるで薄暗い舞台みたい。
And I do remember
生き
this.
別れた兄弟がこんなお屋敷で
Okay, this can all be fucking coincidental, though. Everybody's always making, like, connections to this and that, like, plays and whatever else. At least I would assume so. A play, a stage, the academy and this residence seem almost fictitious, like they could be a stage. Of course, Sayo might have just heard what the devil said and repeated it unconsciously. She was a little tipsy. However, Akari said it too. Are these my breadcrumbs? Are they showing me the path I should take? All the world is a stage. The saying comes to mind. I get out of bed and look through my bookshelves. I find what I'm looking for, my finger running down the spine before I pop it out. A collection of Shakespeare's plays. I look for the origin of this famous phrase in the writings of As You Like It. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. It's an ironic line to be used in a play itself, almost meta level. But irony is not all it is, there's a beauty to it too. I cock my head as these feelings run contrary within me. Then I close the book and pick up my phone. Devil.
はい、なんでしょう。
Okay, I don't want to talk with the devil right now. We'll wrap it up here because I don't know how much more we have left for the beginning, 3 out of 5, but I'm pretty sure we're almost done. I'm just kind of lacking time right now. But this was actually kind of interesting, you know? Getting a little bit closer to Mary, understanding even more about her, or at least trying to. She's a very complicated one, and it makes me feel so goddamn bad. Because when you get right to it, yeah, she's not human. A sense of humanity doesn't really belong to somebody who isn't really human. Sometimes you can kind of piece a sense of humanity to somebody who isn't, or to something that isn't. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be that disconnect. So it's going to be kind of interesting how we proceed here. I don't know. This smells like an upcoming route. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'm kind of out of time. We'll wrap it up here. We'll finish up today and get on to tomorrow in the next video, and we'll continue along and see where the winds continue to take us here in the beginning. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that crazy stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.